Yo, what's up everybody? Luxy here. It's my first video. Today we're going to be analyzing a subhuman and a Chad. We're going to be discussing the differences, the similarities. Just kidding, there are no fucking similarities, you clown. So, let's analyze Ian Somerhalder. You guys probably know him from playing Damon Salvatore in The Vampire Diaries. He's a classically good-looking man. Every single girl I know has a crush on him. And we take a good look at him. You can see immediately he has very striking eyes. What makes his eyes so striking? His insanely white sclera. You can also see he has blue eyes as well as really, really thick eyelashes. These type of eyelashes are normal for men, but it's not commonly seen, especially in his phenotype, so that's what makes him so striking. So a couple of issues that we see in his eye area is that even though it is really striking, he has some upper eyelid exposure, so you could mitigate this with some upper eyelid fat grafting, but realistically, he's already old and he doesn't need to be looking into anything like that. But if you look a little bit closer, he also has slight negative canthal tilt, probably in like the -3 or 4 degrees, I'd say. So he could get a canthoplasty. That would probably help him out. Now, if we have here in Microsoft Paint, this is a random guy I pulled up. I just searched up subhuman on Google, and this is the first man that popped up. Okay, so obviously he has a terrible facial expression here, but if you look anything like this guy, I feel sorry for you, and I'll tell you why. Buggy eyes. So, believe it or not, eye color doesn't actually matter as much. It's more about the scleral color, which is the whiteness of your eyes. So if you smoke a lot of weed, then chances are you probably have terrible looking eye area. But if you look at this man's eyes, first of all, they're bug-eyed, they're bulging out. He is deformed, some sort of genetic deformity, which is upsetting, but you can actually fix that with orbital decompression, but 1 out of 5 people end up getting fucked from that. Now, we can also see he has excessive upper eyelid exposure. If we go from his pupil all the way to his eye, you can see that it's quite far, and his eyebrows are also negatively tilted. If we go back to Ian Somerhalder, you can see that his eyebrows are also negatively tilted, but because they stray more up here, for example, as opposed to this guy, his is just going like this. If you go back to Ian, his goes up and then turns down slightly. So if you want to improve your eyebrow appearance, then I would recommend cutting off this small little point right here with either a straight razor, or you could pluck it. Straight razor is easier. Now, go back to this guy. You can see, what else does he have? His sclera is very red. You can see the small little redness right here in the corner and right here. It makes him look really ugly. It doesn't make him look healthy. You literally see this guy on the street, you'd probably call the police. Realistically, if you saw him talking to somebody, that's how ugly he is. Now, in regards to you, let's say that you're a person watching this video and you just clicked on this, you have no idea anything about looks maxing, you don't have any idea what facial width to height ratios are, you have no idea what facial harmony scores are, you have no idea why looks matter in the first place. First, let me ask you this. Go into the mirror and rate yourself honestly from a scale of 1 to 10. And I promise you, you have an internal bias because you love yourself more than other people love you. You care about yourself more than other people do. That is just common sense. And I just want you to rate yourself 1 to 10, okay? Okay, perfect. Rate yourself 1 to 10, come back to this video. Okay, now that you're back to this video, let's give this guy a 2 out of 10, okay? Again, we only discussed his eye area, and his eye area is subhuman. But the rest of him, let's say 2.75 out of 10, okay? Very, very below average. Very ugly. He's strikingly ugly. If you were to see this man, you'd be like, Jesus Christ, how could someone be this hideous? Look at Ian Somerhalder. In his prime, I would say he's about an 8.5 out of 10. Reaching Chad, I would say, a lot of people say Adam Light, I would say he's reaching Chad. Negative canthal tilt kind of hold him back. His eyebrows are very, very thick, which is a massive plus, but also if he never got an autoplasty, he would have looked stupid and childish his whole life. So that's why you gotta save up a couple $1,000s and go to Turkey. Now, the whole point of this video, how to tell whether you're a sub 5 or a Chad, well, it's actually quite easy. Remember when I told you to go look in the mirror? Compare your eye area to these two guys. I want you to look at your eyes. First of all, how white is your sclera? How luscious are your eyelashes? How thick or thin are your eyebrows? What way are your eyebrows tilted? What way are your eyes tilted? What way does your medial canthus turn in? If you look at him, not only does he have a negative canthal tilt, his is much more negative than Ian's, but Ian is also squinting, and that's something you guys need to know about Ian Somerhalder. He squints in every single photo. If you go to an actual unfrauded photo of him, he has puppy eyes, which is okay. He still has very high appeal for women, but obviously we like to have as minimal upper eyelid exposure as possible. So this is him squinting, and you can see that his medial canthus is kind of going in. It's not too crazy. This guy's medial canthus is just absolutely ruined by his red sclera, so it looks terrible, and it's not striking at all, because he's ugly. He's strikingly hideous, right? So I would say that your eye area makes or breaks you. You could have an amazing jaw. You could have a great side profile. You could have an amazing gonio angle. You could have perfect facial thirds. If your eye area is fucked and looks subhuman, like this dude, then there's not much saving you. There's only so many softmaxes that you could do. You could get some minoxidil for your eyelashes. You could get some minoxidil for the eyebrows. You could trim your eyebrows. You could dye your eyelashes, dye your eyebrows. You could also get contacts, but remember, eye color doesn't matter as much as people say it does. People only think eye color matters because a lot of people in Hollywood have blue or green eyes, but the truth is it matters more about your canthal tilt. It matters about how wide your sclera is. It matters about upper eyelid exposure. Whenever you look at this guy versus Ian Somerhalder, which one are you going to be more afraid of? Okay, you're going to be afraid of him because he's ugly, but in terms of strikingness and predatory biological advancements, you're going to look like Ian Somerhalder and be like, Jesus Christ, this guy could probably beat me up, right? Look at the facial angularity, look at his eyes, he looks super striking. This guy, you would just be, okay, I'm not beating him in a fight, he's not going to rob me. He's just creepy. He's gross. He's disgusting. No one's going to marry him. That's the sad truth. If you're this guy, it's over for you. Realistically, there's nothing else more you could do. Now, if you look a little bit more like Ian Somerhalder, what I could recommend is for you to, again, go look in the mirror very attentively. Look in the mirror and see what you could improve. I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Do you look closer to this guy or do you look closer to Ian? I promise you, you look closer to this guy. This is a 1 in 5-6 million face. This is an average Joe Schmo. Well, he's below average, but you know, there's a lot of below average people considering the unhealthy habits going around in our society and the fact that fast food and all of these disgusting seed oils are filling our diets, and the Western diet is completely disgusting. Now, what I would recommend, if you look more like this guy, then you are fucked. I'm not telling you to get contacts. Contacts won't help you. You could opt for the surgical route and get a canthoplasty where they would actually cut into your eyebrow area and they would get some medical sutures and lift up the corner of your eye right here. So for example, if this guy were to get a canthoplasty, it probably would not help that much. But also we can't really tell by his facial expressions, but a canthoplasty would not save him. Ian Somerhalder would definitely benefit from a canthoplasty. He would look a lot better. The negative canthal tilt kind of sets him back a bit. A couple small decimal points. But again, nobody is perfect in this world. That's the beauty of it. Everybody can improve. I made this video is just to show you that eyes are law. Okay? Ian Somerhalder also has a great jaw. Don't get it wrong. He has amazing facial angularity, great dimorphism. Eyes are law. Remember that.